I'm doing great. Are you ready for some Ange Ball?
I'm ready for
Born
some
ready.
Ange Ball. We
Oh,
don't stop.
no, we don't. Oh my God, that is so much fun to watch. Oh, I just, the ball movement. I'm going, look at this ball movement. We're winning the ball up the pitch. I mean, what is this? What am I watching? What alternate universe am I in now? It's just, I mean, it's incredible. It's so much fun, so great to watch. I mean, and like as Brian says, we were talking about. I mean, it's nice to have a second team that can we beat them 2-1. We beat their starters 2-1 in my opinion. That's what we did. And it used to be, remember against
A game
Nuno in
does
the
last
comp.
90 minutes, though, Ross.
Yes, it does, it does, it does. But just like against in Nuno in the Conference League, if you remember that, with the second team, that's what we're used to. Watching these guys just struggle and just can't do anything against Conference League competition. Our second team goes in there against one of the best teams in the world, against most of their starters, and we hold our own, and that's great. I mean, in the end wasn't great, but hey, it's a friendly, and we know what the reasons for that were. So there you go.
Yeah. Individually, Ross, who stood out for you? Who were you really happy with?
Like definitely Basuma. I mean, Basizzle. I mean, that
Ooh.
guy. Yep, that's another name I got for him. He's great. I mean, just glides around, does those interceptions. He's the guy that we got. Three-man midfield. That's his thing. Two-man midfield, he doesn't do so well. Let me see. Who else do we have there? Perisic too. I mean, he's a winger. That's what he is. He's not a wing back. He's a winger. He's far more comfortable there. And of course, Ollie Skip. You got to give it up for Ollie Skip. Those homegrown guys. The good old skip to my Lou there. He's that. Hey man, I'm like expressions. I got all these names for everybody, and but yeah, that header and that first goal was incredible. It's great to see the homegrown guys. That's what really is nice to see the homegrown guys coming through and producing, because that's what you have your academy for. That's the whole point. For so long we haven't had that, and he's really coming good.
Ross, looking at today's performance, apart from maybe like Vicario and Basuma, do you think any of the other players maybe earn a spot for Sunday's Premier League opener?
Not particularly. I don't think. I mean, they may not as a starter. I think they'll be in the squad, and may come in. I mean, Lo Celso did pretty good. Here and there, doing his thing. But I don't really think much of the defenders. But I mean, Big Dav. I mean, Davison redemption arc incoming. Dare we say that?
You tell
Uh,
me. You tell me, Ross. Was
yeah.
he putting himself in the shop window? Is he staying, or what's happening with
Um,
Sanchez now?
I think it's a bit about. See, the ability was always there with Sanchez. The ability, he's strong, he's fast, he's quick. And I remember when I first started following Spurs seriously, that was Poch's final, the season he got sacked. And I remember at times I used to say, hey, he looks like the only one playing defense out there. The ability's there. It's the consistency, and keeping it together and not switching off. That's been his problem. I mean, the ability's always been there. So I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, we want to get too excited about it, but it's nice to see. It's nice to see him putting the effort forth, because he's gotten so much grief, like Brian said, and it's really good to see him put a nice performance in there.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to Perisic for a second, because you spoke about how well he played today, and at the back end of last season, and maybe throughout the summer before preseason started, everyone was ready to get rid of Lo Celso, including Perisic, and including myself. Do you think during this preseason we've really seen what he can bring to an Ange Postecoglou system, and he'll be really vital to stay with us?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. He really fits that system on the front foot, being out there on the wing. He doesn't have to worry about defending. He can just go forward, look to put those crosses in, which he does so well. But, he doesn't have to think, oh, now I got to get back. He can just be in there, put those crosses in, and use it. And he's an experienced guy, a guy that's won trophies. You need that. Every team needs a guy like that that's experienced, that's been there, and can just, set the example for the guys as to how you need to be.
And I guess we got to talk about Harry Kane. Apparently, another buy-in bid about to come in for about £94.6 million, I think it is. How do you envisage that going with the Tottenham hierarchy?
That's not meeting the valuation. So for me, if you don't meet the valuation, you don't get him. Simple as that.
So
Just like how it was.
do you firmly believe on Sunday, Brentford, he's going to be playing?
I think so. Right now, as of right now, I think so. I think he's going to be in the team. There's really not much, I mean, yes, there's an increased bid. It hasn't met the valuation. We're not hearing anything about, it's just that's the bids there. We're not hearing any other news about what Harry might be thinking or his camp or anything like that. So I really think, I think he's going to be in the team. Again, you never know. That's that's the whole thing about sport. But I do think he's going to be there.
All right. And finally, with the kickoff so soon to the Premier League, like I said, the big game on Sunday against Brentford, are Spurs ready to start the season?
I do think so. I mean, it's going to be on the road, tough test, first game, a new manager. But, from what I've seen out of the first team and, some of these second team guys that might play, I think we're ready. I mean, still, there may be some times we get beat over the top a little bit. Hopefully we can limit that. But, that's going to be an adjustment into playing more on the front foot, not on the back foot. But no, I think Brentford, it's definitely a team we can beat. I think it's a team that we should beat. I think we get 3 points.
Ross, hopefully we get to speak to you again on Sunday after our first 3 points of the season. But have a good evening or day, whatever time it is around your end.
It's day here, but always a pleasure, you guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.